All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a few of the basic modify commands in Revit. Commands such as move, copy, mirror, extend to a corner, trim, extend, align, and split. So I'm going to start from this building. And so this building, I just opened a Revit project and used the generic 5-inch wall style and just drew some walls. So you can kind of see your dimensions. If you want to draw it like this, as long as it is somewhere close to representing this, uh, that's going to work for what we're doing today. All right, so once you get that drawn, the first thing we're going to take a look at is move. So there's two ways you can move a wall. So you can click on a wall and you can click and drag it and just drag it back and forth and then drop it. You can dimension it and then click on the dimension and then type in what you want that dimension to be. And then the other way is to actually use the move command in the modify panel. So if you click on the wall, once it's pre-selected, you get the green contextual tab that says modify walls and you get your modified tools up here. So move is right here, so you click on move, look down here in your status bar and it says click to enter move start point. So I can just come out here in space somewhere and click. And if I move straight to the right, I can just specify I want to move that wall 4 feet. And now I've moved that wall 4 feet. So that's the move command. Taking a look at copy. Copy works kind of the same way. So instead of pre-selecting something, you can come up to the ribbon, click on modify, you can click on copy, and then when you click on a wall, you can select multiple things. So to select multiple things, you have to hold down control. So if you hold down control, select 2 different walls, and then the way to finish this is you have to right click and do finish selection. And now you're back to reading your status bar down here and it says click to enter move start point. So I'll click a point, just move to the right again, and I'll type in 2 feet, and that copies those 2 walls. So I don't really want those walls there, so I'm just going to click on it, hit delete on my keyboard, click on my other wall, hit delete on my keyboard. That's move and copy. So the next one is mirror. So first off, I'm going to get rid of all these dimensions. So I'm just going to select everything that you see there. So I just left click and drag and drag a window around the whole thing. Once everything's selected, I'll come up to this filter tool, click on filter, do check none, and then just check my dimensions and hit OK. Now only my dimensions are selected. I can hit delete on my keyboard, and now my dimensions are gone. Now I'm just going to mirror this. So again, I'm going to use the pre-selection method on all my modify commands. So I'm just going to left click and drag a window around all my walls. Now I get this green contextual tab. I've got 2 options, mirror pick axis and mirror draw axis. And when we hover over them, it kind of expands out and gives us a little video about how these different modify commands run. So if in doubt, you can always watch the little video that they have there. But I'm going to go ahead and click on mirror draw axis, and I'm just going to come in here to this lower left-hand corner, and come over 4 feet, click a point there, go straight up, and click another point, and now I've got 2 copies of whatever I've got drawn here. That's mirror draw axis. Next thing we're going to take a look at is extend to corner. So again, I'm just going to pre-select this wall, and that takes me to the tab I want to be on. So I've got trim extend to a corner. So trim and extend is the same thing. So you just click on that trim extend to a corner, and then you want to click on the 2 parts of the walls you want to keep. So I want to keep this part and I want to keep this part, and it'll clean up and make a corner there. And then you can come over to your mirror version and do the same thing. So click on the 2 parts of the wall that you want to keep, and you make a corner out of that. Then just hit escape a couple times to get out of that command. So that is trim extend to a corner. Next we'll look at trim extend single element. So I'll go ahead and click on that command. And I'm going to trim off this part of this wall. So if I look down at my status bar, right down here it says select a reference as the trim extend boundary. So that's what you want to cut it back to. So I'll just select that wall. And then again, you just click on what you want to keep. So I'll click on this part of the wall and it trims off the bottom. Come over here and I can do the same thing. I can click on either side of this wall because my wall intersections clean up automatically. So I can trim that off, then just hit escape to get out of that command. So one of the trickier things that it seems like to do in Revit is if I wanted to get rid of both of these kind of middle sections of this wall, if I do trim extend multiple elements and I click on this, I can't click two trim boundaries. So if I click on this and then I click on the part that I want to keep, I can't keep them joined. So I'll hit cancel there. So what I need to do is I need to split this wall. So I'll come up here, click on this little, what looks like a piece of dynamite. That gives me a little scalpel, and I can just left click on those walls at any location in there. I'll hit escape a couple times to get out of that command. Now when you hover over those walls, you'll see that there are two different walls. And now you can use the trim extend multiple elements. So click on that, you click on your trim boundary, then you click on the parts of those walls you want to keep. And then I'm just going to click in space to clear that selection. I come over here and I can do the same thing on this other side, select my boundary, then select on the parts of the walls that I want to keep. And now I've gotten rid of that middle section of that wall. Then you can come over here on this other one and do the same thing. So trim boundary, parts of the wall I want to keep. But of course, before I do that, I have to split it. So click on your piece of dynamite, put a couple of split lines in there, and then go ahead and trim them out. Click on your boundary, click on the parts you want to keep, click off in space, click on your boundary, click on the parts that you want to keep. All right, then the next thing that I use quite a bit in Revit is the align tool. So I'm going to just click and drag on these walls. So say I want this wall and this wall to always be lined up. So I've got the align tool. So you do align, and then you select your reference point, and this is the point that you want to stay in place, that you don't want to move. So I'm going to say this wall is right where I want it. So I'm going to select on that wall. I get this dashed line. I can select on this other wall, and now those two are lined up. If I want them to always stay lined up, I'll lock it. And then I can come down here, do the same thing here on the bottom, and lock it, and then come back over here, do the same thing over here. Go ahead and click on those two, lock them so that they always stay there. And then when I'm done, I can just hit escape. So that was just really quickly how to use the move command, the copy command, the mirror draw axis command, extend to a corner, trim and extend, single element, trim and extend multiple element, how to use split and trim combined, as well as the align tool. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.